Attempt number 2. Let's go. Hi guys, it's Anna with another art video. So today we are finally doing a sketchbook tour, and I've wanted to do one for a while, and I have a lot of older sketchbooks that I could use, but I thought it would be fun to start out by doing sketchbooks as I finish them, and then maybe sometimes I will do more from older sketchbooks that I have from earlier times. Yes, let's get right into it. So this first one is, I filmed it. It's the Purim picture. And so, you know the deal with it. I yammered on about it for a while with Sarah Lily. So that one's done. Alright, so this one was, I had a really lot of fun in the Purim one doing the shininess on the satin dress, and I wanted to try it out again. And so for this one, I did it with pink. And the scene here is she's at like an ancient Greek temple and praying to Zeus or someone. I'm assuming it's Zeus because I put lightning bolts in the background. And I'm pretty pleased with this one. I used warm grays on the pillars and stir. This one, I believe I did in school at some point. Not like for class, but like at some point when I was bored. And I wanted to try out, I had that hairstyle in my hair, and I wanted to try out drawing it. Any weird clacking you hear is me toying with whatever is next to me. It's like some plastic necklace. Whatever. Yeah, and just because I'm me, she's wearing some kind of old-fashioned dress and about to draw a sword. She is a disembodied head, and I feel like she's kind of like, if this was a book, she would appear from time to time, and she's offering guidance almost to the main character, but she's not, like, the main character doesn't like her. It's kind of like Alina to, what's her name? Like, Queen Alina to, I know this isn't how you pronounce her name, but I called her Kalina in, Throne of Glass, and, they said how to pronounce the names at the end, so I wasn't gonna change it. I think it's actually pronounced like Selena or something. Anyway, good series. Definitely read it. But yeah, and so she'll appear from time to time if the hero is getting sidetracked or doing other things, and they don't want to necessarily do what she's telling them to do, but they have to do it, and she's just gonna float there with her amazing. Her, you can tell I was watching Buffy during this time, or possibly Angel. So you know how in Buffy, there's always like they're like often stopping things because some random person just like did some summoning just because they felt like it. Like I think I was specifically thinking of the kid in the episode of Angel where Cordelia like was all famous and stuff. That one. And so this particular character, I think like she's a dancer, and so she came home from dance class and was performing a summoning. Just cause. Yeah. Next one. This was I did this one again in school. Most of the ones that are just done in pen, I just did during class or something. And this one was actually like a scribble challenge. I drew a couple of scribbles, and it ended up kind of a weird necklace on this person who is wearing a messenger bag. Second. This is a butterfly. She has some cool colors. This is a lady, and I forget if I was going to color her in or not, but I picture her as like this old Mexican woman who's just like really nice and people like to hang out with her, but I didn't flush her out or anything, or, give her color. Uh, this was actually going to be a logo for my school's like color war type thing for field day. And my team was the Red Reapers, and I designed the logo, and I spent a long time editing it on the computer until they decided to tell me that Reapers were just not allowed to be used. Anyway, let's move on. This is just something that's very get out of the way. Headphone cord. Um, this is very fun to do. You just I was bored, and so again, this was in school. Some of the hand tracings are my friends. Um, and you just trace your hand a bunch of times and have it overlap, and you do the different patterns where it creates stuff. And it's fun. And I had 2 4-color pens, and I went to town. It was very fun. This is pretty similar. I just traced my hand and just made like a graph, kind of. He doesn't have a particular story. He was just sketch, and I wanted to try drawing a face in profile. Didn't go well. I'm working on it, guys. I swear I'll get good at it eventually. And he kind of reminds me of, and remember, I've only seen like an episode of half and a half of this, but he kind of reminds me of the guy in Bleach. Don't know his name. Yeah. These are doodles. I was trying different ways of drawing eyes. There's also some swords and an axe, as well as whatever this is, and a bow. This is my Code Geass fan art, which you have seen. She actually, I'm pretty happy with her. I mean, she's incredibly random. Please see blue skin. I don't even know. Don't ask me. I don't know. This is, I drew C2 from Code Geass, but I did it in my style. Like I didn't with the other Code Geass fan art. I wasn't drawing a character that was in the show, but I was drawing a character who had Geass in their style. And this one, I was drawing a character from the show in my style. It didn't start out being a character from the show, but just the hair ended up really similar. And then I was like, I want to try doing hair some crazy color. How about green? Wait a second, this looks exactly like C2. And then I made an effort to make it more like her. Did I color the second arm? Whatever, too late now. I'm pretty sure I also drew her during class. And just for the record, I do pay attention when I'm drawing in class. I do, I swear. I imagine her to be some kind of Egyptian royalty god person thing. And her hair was inspired by Colin, again, from Code Geass. And had I colored it, which I didn't because I was worried about it not coming out good. I swear if someone comes down right now while I'm filming, I may have to murder them. Nope, we're good. Okay. Had I colored it in, the hair would have been Colin's hair color. Or a bit darker. Don't you just love how anime, like, natural hair colors? Let's leave it at that. She is like some kind of fae sprite person, and they're about to like go into a battle of some kind, and her arm is like on the shoulder of a person over here. You can't see him because I didn't draw him. And he's pretty nervous about the upcoming battle, and she's like, listen, we have to do this. She's like a very blunt. She's very like strong. She's an awesome fighter, and she's just very frank and blunt with everything she says. But like you could see like after a battle, just her like having fun and stuff, like at a fire or something. Like I don't know. with most of the drawings I have where they're from my head, often they will have like a quarter bit of a story, because that's just who they are. But I couldn't tell you a fleshed out version of them, or most often I never name them. Except there's one character at the very back of the sketchbook that I was so excited to tell you about, and she got a name and everything, and it's wonderful. Anyway, let's move on. This person is kind of like the later Renoir pictures, which are, I think they're like mostly red. This one, it didn't start out that way again, but this one reminds me of that one Renoir painting. It was red. I don't remember what it's called. And it's the woman and she's looking at a letter. Uh, if I can find it, I may put it in during editing. But I really doubt I can find it because I've looked for it before and I never was able to find it. So, yeah. She, again, just a fun little doodle I did during class. Doodle. This is a doodle. Nothing particular behind her. This person, I was going to try this one again. I drew during class. Don't tell my teachers. This person again was going to be. I wanted to do fan art of Elle from Death Note, but I didn't have any reference pictures, and so I was just like trying to do it from my mind. But it ended up looking a bit like Nier more than it looked like Elle. So, yeah. And just for the record, I hated Nier, which is why that bugs me a bit. And then I realized I hadn't done Black Belt like taking a while, so I just love Sebastian Ancio's inside jokes. Just like show them the full Phantom Hive hospitality. Yeah, murder him when you get the chance, Sebastian. Okay. My phone ran out of space. Briefly had to fix that. Not sure where it cut off, but I will fix it. Okay. Her. I was very happy with her, and I would have loved to color her, but I was just really worried about inking her and then the coloring process. Because if the sketch is really, really good, as far as I'm concerned, generally I won't mess up. But there's always the chance that I'm going to do something weird while inking it, and it just won't look as good. And I really didn't want that to happen with her, and so that happens like not infrequently. It happened with the Egyptian Colin person. I didn't want to color her because I was worried about messing it up, and I don't have a light box, and the paper's too thick, even if I did have a light box. And so the sketch would just be gone. And then it would just be ruined, and I would know that it wouldn't be good, even if the final picture came out good. And I don't know, man. It didn't happen, okay? This, my attempt to draw rhinos. This, yeah. And then Pyria, she has her own video. Maybe I'll even figure out how to put a card in, link you to that video. Probably not. Okay, and here I figured out how to draw rhinos. Yeah, so you remember back when I had the picture of the Reaper? Yeah, it ended up we were the red rhinos. It was all good. I was pleased with this. Random, very strange sketch. Oh, this, I was so happy with this. I wanted to draw a seahorse, just 'cause. And I knew I wanted to use my metallic colors. Here, let me move this a bit and show you how shiny it is. Yeah, and so I thought I would do an ocean scene with a seahorse. And so I made sure to do some cool wavy seaweed, and I have the other fish, and I like the in the distance fish like that, and him and the jellyfish, and the random narwhal that probably isn't actually there according to science, but we can pretend it is. Yeah, and I think, honestly, I remember what I was doing when I was drawing this. Like, I don't know about others, but I like to listen to a show or whatever while I'm drawing. And so for this one, I think I was listening to like some anime uproar uh thing. I don't remember. Anyway, it's not even important. You probably don't even care. I don't even care. Anyway, um, so if you don't care, just like comment down below so let me know you don't care. Okay? And then I felt she was blending in too much with her environment, and so I outlined her a bit in gel pen. And I took a picture of the picture before I added the metallics, and I will try to remember to put that up like right around now. I might have forgotten editing in it. This was just a sketch. Him, he, like, I was just layering like a boss. His skin, the first layer of the skin was, and I wrote a note to remember that on the back. I don't have much frame space because the phone collapsed last time I tried to do it the other way. So yeah. First layer was warm gray, and then I layered a bunch of other skin tones and shaded, and the hair was a million different layers, and I was super happy with it. And even managed to get him to look relatively normal while in profile. And everything's just layered and shaded wonderfully, and I was very pleased with it. The way I see this is some type of battle just happened, and it's over, and he's just like looking up, just like breath of fresh air, and it might be snowing. I don't know if you're getting this, but I like to draw like partially cat people. Don't know if you noticed. So she, other than the obvious cat eyes, I wanted to try out giving the crazy hair color, as I mentioned when I was showing you guys the C2 picture. I wanted to try doing the crazy hair color, and I think that came out pretty good, and it matches her sort of blank expression well. And I don't even think I shaded much on this one because I just wanted her to be very blank, just one solid pale skin tone. Another thing I did differently with this one was the mouth. I normally do the full outline of the mouth, and this time I just I did the midpoint, the opening, I guess, and the bottom, and then I just went in a bit with like a slightly darker skin tone or more reddish skin tone, and yeah. And I don't know if you're getting this, but I'm starting to put backgrounds in as the book progresses. Bullet Eye, we need not talk about. He didn't come out good. You can watch me make him. Yeah. Her I was really happy with. She is a new soldier. Why do I draw so many like soldiers and battle people? It's because I'm obsessed with swords. Yeah. Um. And I don't like how in most things, if you see like a warrior in the middle of the battle, they'll still look like super like ready, like how they would look at the beginning. But if they've been like doing all this physical work for a long time, they wouldn't be looking as like pristine as if they just like were well rested and everything. And so her, I wanted to show she was pretty, and this is like one of her first battles. So, you know. She's pretty like scratched up and has bruises and is like pale and sweaty and stuff. And I wanted to show that, and it's like it's not going well, the battle. She could probably leave, but she's found this sword, which is a very important weapon, and she has that look of like, maybe I actually can do this determination. And so she's going to go and maybe try to turn the tads. And a couple other little notes. I attempted to make copper armor. Went okay. This shield is not perfectly round, but it didn't come out bad. And I tried a different lighting technique on her hair. Yeah. Left hand challenge, watch a video about it. Love this person, he came out really good. Yeah. I saw some video, I forget from which, it wasn't from a YouTuber I normally watch, and they did eyes a different way with different catch lights and different gradients, and I wanted to try that out. And so I tried it out here. And he ended up wearing like Lelouch's uniform, which wasn't really on purpose, but I saw the similarity and thought I'd mention it. And the hair is, I just really like it. I'm very pleased with how this one came out, and I did a background, which I'm doing more frequently, and I want to try to do more frequently. Graduation picture, watch a video. This person, look, you can see where all the graduation stuff leaked to. Yeah. This person, I really just wanted to, I don't know. This was the one that was originally going to be a one marker challenge. And then I drew the awesome designs on her dress. And I was like, yeah, that's not happening. And I gave her a darker skin tone, which I don't normally do, but I do want to get better at. And I'm just so happy with the design on her dress. I think that came out very good. Yeah, and I gave her a back. This is a cat. Yeah, this is a cat. This person is like, in movies, when you see the person and they're like tied to the ceiling and slowly being lowered into like the abyss or like the bucket of poison or something. Yeah, she's tied up and is slowly being lowered into the water. And she has interesting hair, and her bangs are flying back. And you can see the tiny drop of blood on her neck because she's been drugged. Thought that was a nice detail. 3 marker challenge. Sneak peek. That's going to be a video at some point. I filmed it, and I'll record the voiceover. I'll say I'll record it tomorrow, but we all know I'm not going to record it until like a few hours before I post the video. Let's be real. Yeah, so sneak peek. I'm very happy with her. She's a witch, and she's walking along a path. She has a staff. I know, she doesn't have a particular story, but I was very happy with how she came out. I got a refill for a Copic that has been like empty for a very long time, and it's the perfect shading for E00, which is one of my most commonly used skin tones. And this was the first picture after getting the refill, so I got to do some cool shading on her face. Though I'm not sure how well that translates over to the camera. And I gave her kind of reddish copper eyes, almost like Sebastian's eye color. I can tell that I have a weird speech pattern talking to you guys, but hopefully it doesn't bug you. If it does, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. Comment below. And again, I used that same different hair catch light, and I gave her that interesting hair color, and I just love that color. I just love it. Yeah, and I gave her a back. And this person, he has olive skin. To editing, and I put in some like crickets chirping or something. Bad pun intended. That's what I was thinking when I was drawing it. I'm not good at drawing in profile yet. Again, sneak peek, future video, Death Note fan art. Let's go. Ooh, this is the person I mentioned earlier. Okay, so her name is Viola, and she is the person who she has like kind of a whole story. She's not a main character. Okay, I want to make that clear. And the main characters, it's like a group of 3 or 4, including her, and they are going on some adventure. I don't know the details, but she she's like been super trustworthy and nice and helping them through this. Even though like she's never been like the best at anything, she's just like super trustworthy. And then they get like into hell, like they make it to hell. That was one of their goals, and then like the door shuts behind them, and she just like steps forward in front of them, and the flames start to roar, and they're just like, oh no, how are we gonna get home? And she's like, this is home, like, and they're just like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? She's like, I don't know. She is the villain, and she's just like, I don't know. She's crazy, just to be clear. And she's just like happy with it. But that's no, she's saying, this is home. I love it. And she's like the sweetest person ever, super trustworthy. And she's Satan. And so a bit about the picture. We've got purple hair, which added to her name being Viola. And just a random outfit. And the eyes, I wanted to be completely black. And please note, they were not completely black at the beginning of the story. They were whatever color they were. And then when she goes all Satan on them, they go completely black. Yeah, I'm so happy with that. And I want to eventually figure out the rest of Viola's story. Yeah. Oh, Viola. She's like the last really good picture in the sketchbook. The rest of them are mostly just doodles. Yeah, super happy with her. And I did fire, and it's amazing. Random character. This person's a tree. They practice tree magic. This is a whale, or possibly a shark. It started out as doodles. I messed up in the middle, and then I took my gel pen and messed it up even more, but managed to make it look like the surface. This is a person. That looks similar to Tara's shirt during Once More with Feeling. And that's it. That's the end of this sketchbook. Flip to the front. Yes, this sketchbook lasted from March. I always write the month and the year to the next month and the year when the sketchbook is finished. This lasted from March 2017 to June 2017. And it's done. It's over. That was my first sketchbook tour. I think it was a success. Did you think it was a success? You probably didn't. But you don't have to tell me unless you comment. I don't know how you'd tell me otherwise, but I don't know. Just comment. And don't forget to ring the notification bell and to like, comment again, and click subscribe. And that is all for this video. Bye. Alright. Phone's not really stable. We're gonna try this anyway. Soon, maybe towards the end. But, yeah. Hi, Muse. My cat will meow in the background from time to time. Let's get started. And so I've been meaning to do a sketchbook tour